yet. I'm not sure if I told you. Have I ever told you that I love this show?
Yes. Multiple times.
Really? That doesn't sound like me.
Well, that's a Story of Darkness.
Well, this will be the episodes. We're doing a reunion.
So
It's gonna be fine.
is it?
Yes.
I changed it, so we're good.
Cool. Ready?
Oh, guys, started playing.
Still using this opening, so.
Are we gonna get a new opening in this recording session? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Okay. You know what's funny? Like what's Ling's other guy name? Yeah, he'll be like comes back for like a bit. It's like, hey, how's everything going?
It's literally the scene in Community where like everything's on fire, someone's missing an arm. Welcome back to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I am your host, Kaylin Clothier. With me is my co-host,
Dara Whitman.
Dara, how's it going?
Can we get started?
Yeah, there's so much to talk about, but before we get started talking about, we gotta plug the social media.
Okay. Can we do it?
Yeah.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Patreon, Gmail. Like, comment, subscribe, review, share, email, give us money.
We are. You can find us at Witty Close. Witty Close First
All
Reaction
of that
Fan Reaction. Yeah. So look us up.
It should be down
Close.
here. We've got slates.
We put it on the screen. Or if I don't know.
Get to the point.
Hold on, I just choked. Oh, I flew too close to the sun. Anyway, yes, today we are talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 26, Reunion, and episode 27, Interlude Party. A lot happens, so let's get rolling right into a synopsis. When we last left off, we were in the belly of Gluttony, specifically Ed, Ling, and Envy. Envy had just revealed their true form. We were having a fight about that, and meanwhile, the actual Gluttony was taking Al to go meet Father, and all kinds of other things were happening. So let's get started there. We're going to start off with the struggle between Ed, Ling, and Envy. So there is a fight, and
they're doing fine.
Oh my god! It's Envy. Remember Envy?
I would love it if this was actually a stomach. But he's just like, my tummy hurts.
Some indigestion.
Oh. But he can't kill it.
I think at this point,
fuck it.
Envy's like, we're all gonna die anyway. That's horrifying.
This is fine.
That's horrifying.
Start slicing.
Slice and dice, my dude.
It's fine. This is...
That would haunt me for the rest of my life.
See, Ling knows what to do. Slice and dice.
Come on, snap out of it, you idiot!
They need our help. They're trapped inside.
That's a trick, Ed!
They're not
He's
coming
a
back.
monster.
They're not coming back.
There ain't no coming back.
Those things are monsters!
Just slice.
Yeah, so as we recall, Envy is horrific looking in their true form, and they have a bunch of like people coming out of them. It looks like that. I mean, they're kind of like melded to the body, but it's a bunch of, you know, it's the representation of the souls that are in Envy's Philosopher's Stone. That's important to know. And
so Envy can live for a while.
Envy's been around for a bit, and so these souls kind of retain an element of their personhood. It's kind of like they're shells of who they used to be. So they retain certain aspects and traits, but they're not fully people. Like they don't even remember kind of what they look like. That's what Envy says. So
which Ed finds that fine. Ed
is traumatized by this because he's trying to fight, but it's hard to fight because as soon as he goes up to like gets close to the actual, you know, being of Envy, you have people who just like start talking to him. Like one, you know, some are asking them to like kill me. The others are like, hey, like, how's it going? There's one that says, hey, want to play? That really reminds him of Nina when Nina was in the Chimera form.
Stop it!
We need some headphones for him.
Yeah.
Can't noise canceling headphones. You dick.
Let's play. Playing with
I gotta find these random chimeras have to stop popping up on my feed. And then he dies?
No, he's internally bleeding. Oh shit! You remember?
The dog or?
No, we'll talk about it. It doesn't get brought up.
Hey, Ed. You made people promises not to die. Ed.
Wake up!
Hey.
Hey! Oh!
Heck no!
So now we're in a stomach within a stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Inception. Bwom.
And it's just like traumatizing and horrifying.
But it
for
also
him.
like this is like kind of seeing like Ed's like too good of a person and like can't. Let's get a little deep here, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, let's go.
Of like
Let's
if
get
somebody
deep.
like is like on like their like deathbed and they
Yeah.
say just like cut the cord and kill me,
Pull the plug. Yeah.
I'm like okay.
Burp. Oh, cool. I need to charge my phone anyway. But yeah,
Let's say like for some people's like will, that's the person I am.
I think this is the element of almost boyhood that Ed and Al retain is, you know, like every person is a person. So even those who maybe don't like actually have life in them anymore, like they can't bring it in them to like relinquish that. And part of that is because Ed ties that to, you know, if you transmute a soul specifically, you know, at what point does it stop becoming the person? And Ed can't really grapple with that because it would mean at some point Al may stop being like actually a person, you know, because of the separation between his soul and his body.
Right.
So like Ed has some struggles with that. So, you know, it's rough for him. And that element of boyhood they retain is that like, and it's also a theme between Ed and Al is that they want to do everything they need to do without taking lives. So they will not kill. They will not like Ed in an earlier episode, Hawkeye gives him a gun and Ed really struggles to take that because of what it means to them. But Ling on the other hand does not have this problem. He's you know, going ham.
I mean, I think
on
unfortunately
these
either
weird,
like
creepy body things.
they need to like learn that sometimes you're just gonna need to take a life no matter
Yeah.
how hard you try not to, or they need people around them who are willing to just like be that for them.
Yeah. So that's kind of, you know, a blind spot that they have. But like, but get it.
Hey, didn't you make what's that?
But yeah, don't go towards the light.
What is that?
Oh, we found it!
Nice. Free Philosopher's Stone.
Red stone. It's his core. A philosopher's stone.
We didn't tell him that!
No, he knows.
After all my searching.
Okay. I kind of remember.
Somebody put it together.
Open up, Envy! Your breath is killing me! I think I've got a way to get us out of here!
It's going well. It's not faring well in this fight. And
Is he being traumatized?
Yeah, he's being traumatized. He's getting the shit kicked out of him, and then he's realizing some things are becoming clear to him. And one of the things that we see is that it looks like there's pieces of stone that have part of transmutation circles on them. And so I think while we were watching this, I was like, "Oh!" And you're like, "What?" And I was like, "Well, talk about it," because
Yeah,
it's part of the ruins of Xerxes.
yeah, that was gone.
Yes.
Yes.
Ed gets kind of to the point where he kind of starts giving up just because like it's not going well for him, and he kind of allows himself to slowly get absorbed, and not absorbed, but kind of like Envy starts like basically eating him.
Yeah.
And even though Ling's like, "Yo, dude, don't do
Didn't
that."
you promise the people you wouldn't die?
Yeah, and while that's happening, Ed's kind of putting it all together. He's recognizing that bit of that transmutation circle because it fits in perfectly with the transmutation circle that he saw while he was in Xerxes. And he's kind of realizing that, oh, okay, like, you know,
And then
he's putting it together with what that means for the Philosopher's Stone, and then he's able to get to the core of Envy and see that Philosopher's Stone, and he's like, wait a minute, I think I can get us all out.
Hooray!
And so we'll cut back and talk a little bit more about that later. Meanwhile, above ground, we're following Mei Chang and Scar.
I don't know if it's above ground, more like not in a stomach.
True. True. More like on the side of reality.
I thought it seemed like a weird pet for a guy in a suit of armor to have.
No, he's nice.
Nice, we promise.
Gonna pay big time. He stole Xiaomei from me.
I mean, in steal.
That creep.
Scar is so done.
I'm in charge.
He has the power to recover from any type of injury, so he's practically immortal.
Yes.
Scar is the only adult here right now.
To go after.
That's unfortunate.
You're missing my point. I don't know if we can stop him.
Mom.
Like, that ain't gonna stop
What's
me.
the armored boy doing with him?
Long story.
You're not gonna believe this one. Oh, you probably will. You've seen a lot of shit.
Something wrong.
I could feel there was something wrong with this country since I got here.
No, it's fine.
This place, it's the source of it.
So Mei Chang and Scar, they're looking around, trying to find
Scar's actually
Xiaomei.
being a good person.
Shit, like, it's so funny because for so much of this, Scar is like the only reasonable adult in the immediate vicinity. Like, he's somehow ended up the school chaperone of this field trip, which we don't know how or why that happened, but we just gotta roll with it.
He's like that teacher saying, like, oh, stupid child, we're gonna get back on the bus. Why'd you lose your fucking panda?
So they are trying to. So Mei is like asking around, trying to find Xiaomei, and they actually eventually spot Al and Gluttony, and of course, Xiaomei is just, you know, hanging around on Al's shoulder. So Mei Chang is like, "Yo, that guy." Of course, she doesn't like Al and Ed because, one, she doesn't know Edward Elric is the Edward Elric. And as far as they know, they were fighting against Scar, and she's cool with Scar. So enemy of my enemy kind of situation here. So
Right, until
she
until
does not
sees
like
that, like, how much I trust Al.
Yeah.
Then it'll be like, oh, okay.
Hopefully we figure it out at that point. But until then,
She'll, like, try to kill him in the show and just get in between them. Like, no!
but stop, Father, I love him. And
No, we can trust him.
yeah, Xiaomei just starts talking for like no reason. It's fine. Don't
Oh,
worry
I thought it
about
was gonna be like more like a Momo thing, which is kind of like,
like a very Courage the Cowardly Dog moment. Like,
he can talk though, can he?
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, but we see
And Scar being
Alan
the
Gluttony-
adult.
Yeah, we see Alan and Gluttony go in there, and Mei Chang wants to go after it, and Scar's like, "Hey, nah, you see that guy over there? I think I heard him call him homunculus. Basically, he can heal any wounds that you give him. You gotta watch out for that guy. We should just lay low." Yeah. And then May's like, "Okay, cool, but we're going after them." So they follow after him, and Mei is like real anxious because there's some really uncomfy feelings going on here because of the
Why?
things that she's able to sense. Because there's bad things going on underground. Just bad things. Just bad things.
Is there a song about underground stuff?
Secret tunnel.
No, making it ominous.
Oh, I don't know. Is there?
I guess like maybe like the chain song from Hades Town.
Okay.
I want to say Hades Town really badly.
I have not seen it or listened to the music. I won't. I'm so weird. I won't listen to music from a show unless I've like seen the
Oh,
show.
I will, even though like
Most people do. Most people are normal like that.
even though like technically like if you, like and a lot of people say this that like the soundtrack and actually seeing it live are very different. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes people criticize like I think like from what I've heard like Hades Town like the soundtrack is like just as good as the show.
Yeah.
But like I've heard people saying like this person didn't like sing this really well, but then when you see it live, it's like okay, it's fine.
Yeah. So Fullmetal Alchemist
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Brotherhood.
That doesn't have a musical.
It doesn't. What if it did though? What
Wait,
would the
Death
song-
Note
what-
does,
what-
apparently.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You heard that?
I've heard it's good. Actually, somebody was putting it on recently. Not near here. If it was near here, I would watch it. I would go see it if given the opportunity.
Open.
What's the matter?
Oh,
Are you cold? It's okay.
feels good.
Aww. Aww.
Aw.
This way.
I feel like if Xiaomei
Yeah.
like so it's like it shows that she trusts Al, then it's like okay.
Yeah. That's a good sign.
I didn't know there were tunnels like this under Central.
Like a sewer system?
Yikes.
That's fine.
That's a school.
Hey, maybe can we put the panda inside of Al's body?
Yeah, right?
Hey,
The gatekeepers did all that.
The gatekeepers?
They won't rip you up as long as you're with me.
It's fine.
Good to know.
Just pretend they aren't there.
Also, how old is Al again?
Not much further.
14.
Not too far. It's just a
It's
head.
fine.
You're just
You
a
said
boy.
your father made you.
I'm sure he does. Father knows everything.
See, like, Glenny doesn't have pupils. That's scary.
Oh, that's fine.
I know you're still alive. Just hang on.
He's not doing great.
Yeah, he's struggling. He's in that struggle mode right now. While following Alan Gluttony, we see some like really scary kind of things locked up. Apparently, they are like the gatekeepers to the more inner sanctum of the underground of Central. So, in order to like get to where the homunculi and Father hang out, they have a ton of chimeras just about ready to kill anyone at a moment's notice, which is kind of scary.
How do they create chimeras?
They have the stone. So they can use
So what you're
extra energy from things that don't exist to actually make a sustainable chimera.
So what you're saying is if Shao Tucker had a stone,
No.
it wouldn't have been so traumatizing.
I mean, he still would have done horrible things, but like
I forgot.
he would have had it would have worked out better for him probably earlier on. Maybe I don't know. He's still a
I forgot. I
terrible
did
person,
see
so.
like one of like a meme. It wasn't like a spoiler meme, but it was Shao Tucker saying like, "Oh, Nina can't hang out today. She's feeling a little rough."
Oh, it's awful. The memes
I
go
also
on and on.
found the one that you mentioned where it's like the cow says moo, the duck says quack.
the dog says word. Awful, terrible. But so we as they're going down though, so Scar and May do not have so much luck. So Al did not have to fight the Chimera because he was with Gluttony, but Scar and Mei Chang do. This is in the opening sequence.
Hey!
It all comes together. Oh, it's scary.
They're being defeated by the only adult here.
Literally only adult here.
What are these things?
Haha! She's good.
She's good. Don't boss it up.
This is fine.
There's so many of them.
There's no end to them.
It's stronger here.
The feeling there's something evil beneath us.
That's fine.
More Chimera.
But they're doing pretty good.
They are. Mei Chang is good in a fight.
She's good.
Like Alchemy is mostly like a healing art, but she can take people in a fight.
I mean,
And-
it sounds like kind of like Ling, like you have to train how to fight.
Yeah, because she's from a weak clan, so she's gotta
Yeah, like
step
his
it
is
up.
because his family's trying to kill him,
Yeah,
and then Mei Chang is just like she's from a weak clan, so she needs to protect people.
yeah, exactly. And so this is also a clip from the opening. You know, when what we notice with the anime openings is that they will show you everything that happens in the season, but it just takes time to be like, oh, that's what that means.
That's like that.
Oh, that's that.
Like
part.
that with Bakano with what's his name, Dallas. Or it's
Dallas. It was like the answer was they were like, "Where's Dallas?" And the answer was there the whole time, which is very fun. So yes, but we see in the opening there was a scene with May fighting the Chimera, and we get that here.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's worse. Are those people?
Father can make anything. He
Yeah.
made all of us, he did.
yeah,
He made me and Lust.
just chucking that away for later.
Someone's come to find me.
Fullmetal
fine.
Alchemist.
It's fine. Fullmetal Alchemist.
See, I'm wondering if they're the thing. What is going on?
Babies.
Faces are their names.
That's
Excellent, but yes, so we don't actually get to see the moment of Alan Gluttony really getting to meet Father because we're going to get that later. Not anything we're talking about today. So, well, we'll see it in ones that we watched later, but you guys aren't seeing it this episode, and,
or next apparently.
or next episode actually. But and then we just get this progressively like feeling of like making kind of sense that like there's human lives somewhere that are something's wrong, bad, and evil. Just so we know. Speaking of things that are wrong, bad, and evil, the government.
What?
Anyway, so we're gonna go. Speaking of government, We're going to go back to the top of the Amestrian military and government because it's the same thing. We have a Führer in charge. It's a military government. We are actually going to get some backstory on Wrath, which I think is fun.
Several questions.
Yes.
Probably tell the story first.
Okay, we're going to tell the story first.
I don't even remember my own name. For all I know, I might have been abandoned or sold before I even had one.
Oh, he's cute though.
Now, which one of you will be the one to step forward and lead this country? How about you?
Hi.
They called us prospective Führers, and they trained us to be leaders.
That
They kept us
doesn't seem
confined
healthy.
together, and they taught us at all
like
times
Ender's
of
Game.
the day and night.
I'm a little
As well as
confused
martial
right now.
arts, firearms, and of course,
Take it in.
swordsmanship.
Oh my god, it's young hot Führer. Just stabbed a man. Started off as basically
A dude.
there was just a regular guy. So there was this initiative to choose the new Führer. They basically take a bunch of kids. So
So like Ender's Game.
yeah, basically like a bunch of, I mean, some of them are probably a bunch of orphans or kids that were given up or sold. And basically a bunch of kids, they have them in a class, very Ender's Game-like. And then they're going to train them and see who's going to be the most worthy candidate to potentially take on this Philosopher's Stone. So we get to kind of see, we start off at this kid who doesn't have, I don't think he remembers his name. Like, his name isn't given to him until he becomes Fear. So right now it's just a kid who is stripped of any identity and anything. He's just part of this experiment. And we see him kind of grow up and learn, you know, they teach him like politics, history, humanities, basically like, and then how to fight and just really grooming him to become a leader. And, you know, there's a bunch of other people in this class. We get to see who's making it, who doesn't make it. Like, Wrath is already exhibiting like Wrath-like qualities where he straight up stabs a classmate. And they're like, nah, that's cool. It's just this person was always meant to be basically a stepping stone on your journey.
So they're like, here's a bunch of kids that we think could be a Führer, and then we know it's seeing this one kid, and we're like,
Yeah, so they have like a list. Obviously, we kind of see as we get to the next part, when he finally reaches adulthood and they are going to do the process of... And
not murdering anybody.
They definitely didn't murder anybody. That's fine.
Hello?
How disappointing. Go ahead and lie down.
Wait.
Just try not to think about it. This won't take long.
It's fine.
Wait.
What are you gonna do to me? Are they dead?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, this guy again.
um,
Yeah.
You are the
how does...
candidate.
Oh,
Do you
Papa?
have what it takes to become my fury?
hello.
My wrath.
He just gives a little kiss on the forehead. He's like, you're my son now.
Philosopher's Stone. My body was repeatedly destroyed from the inside out and rebuilt by the stone.
That's horrible.
The only options I had were to die or to overcome its power. I
Guess I'll
chose
die.
the latter.
You have been chosen to lead mankind down the path of destiny. Everything has been arranged to provide you with all that you will need. From now on, your name will be King Bradley.
So several questions.
Countless souls have battled for dominance within me, and only the most wrathful ones survived.
And this is noticeably different than some of the other homunculi that exist. We even talk about later we'll talk about the origin of Envy, or at least where their stone came from.
Yeah.
And, you know, we already talked about Gluttony. Gluttony was created as basically a failed gate.
Right, so that was like me realizing that like not all homunculi are created equally.
Yeah.
Or like they're
Or
not,
for
they
the,
were,
not for the
they
same
weren't-
purpose and not in the same
They
way.
weren't all created the exact same way.
Correct.
So like, no, they weren't all just like artificial humans that were just like
Yeah.
created. So like
Yeah.
some of them were like, you know, people like, let's try to turn these like young adults into homunculi and hope that they don't die. And even if they do die,
Yeah.
we still get our juice back.
Yeah, the juice just comes back out, so you can just use it again. Just brush it off.
And probably
try
drink
it
more
again.
powerful, right? Because that's like a human soul into the...
Actually, that's a really good question.
No, wouldn't it?
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, because like
Yeah,
that's,
that makes sense.
You, like, I don't know if we said that the Philosopher's Stone, if you die from a Philosopher's Stone, that it gets more power because
Yeah, I don't think that's made clear.
Okay, but like,
I
still.
like that idea though. And so we get to see the point where the guy who will future be known as Bradley goes in, and actually Father is there in the room, basically like, hey, are you going to be worthy to get my wrath? And so the idea is that they're specifically creating the homunculus, the sin of wrath. We also see this one guy a couple times, and spoiler alert, we will see him somewhere other in the series. I forget when. I only remember the guy, the weird scientist guy with like the gold tooth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he pops up a couple times, and it's made to be known that like this guy looks like he might be related to something.
Okay.
Just put a bit in it. Anyway, so he gets injected.
How old are they? Like 20s?
Probably. They look like between like 20 and 30, I'm guessing.
So like, because I'm gonna say some people in their 20s. I know you're technically in your 20s for a few more.
Got a couple months left.
But like people in their 20s, like they're babies.
Yeah. Yeah, but think about it. If you were trained for a job for like 20 years, you'd be really good at the job by the time you're all done. So if they were like, every single day of their lives was made and groomed for this moment. So it turns out the guy that they end up sticking, and it takes, and basically what happens is that the stone basically like destroys and reconstructs your body over and over again.
And you kind of just need to either like let it kill you or accept it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And nobody else, and everybody's like, let it kill them.
Yeah, and so
or they probably were just more like, this hurts, dead.
Yeah, it's like, ow. But
I feel like it's more just like ow, that hurt.
Yeah, I think it's like a really interesting note that so when this comes over, they're like, oh, this worked, cool. This is the new Führer of this country, and your name is King Bradley. So he didn't get to choose his name. They chose his name for him. Also interesting that he automatically came out of the process with the Ouroboros on his eye. So that just came with the territory. It wasn't something that he gained. He had 2 working eyes before.
Yeah.
Now that just ended up taking one out.
Well, technically both eyes work.
Yeah. Yeah, the one just has a cool tattoo on it. And
it's super.
Yeah, and so in the present, Wrath makes a really interesting note and says that he's like, I don't know, like, if this personality that I've retained, because he said, like, anything that I have left is basically just wrath. And it's like wrath and like wrath-like qualities. So he's like, he doesn't know if those aspects were retained from the original person who was in that body, or if it was pulled from the souls that are in the stone. He's like, we'll probably never know. So there's this element of like the person that exists right now, even though it's coming from a physical person and body, like we don't know how much of the actions of that are the original person of that body and how much of it is just the stone or the personality within the stone taking over. So I think that's really interesting. Also kind of shows us why Wrath is different than the other homunculi in that he ages. So he still, it's that because he is basically a stone combined with a human, and whereas the others are created very non-human.
So he doesn't have a stone, or no, he does have a stone number.
He does have a stone, yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So it kind of sounds like the rest of them were made like the way that I assumed they would be made, like just like growing a human through a philosopher's stone. Yeah. But I guess that they assume that like they've realized like these people aren't aging, and like I would say don't actually look 100% human. Yeah. Like you could probably test something's off with them, so they needed to like see if they could like use a human and turn them into a homunculi. Yeah. So that people would believe them as a leader.
Right. So they needed a good blend of like a person, like definitely a person, but with the power of a homunculus.
And it also kind of sounds like that like this whole like portal scheme has like been like basically has been around since like the beginning of like I don't know if the beginning of time, but like
beginning of the country at least.
Right. And I don't know how old the country is, but like
yeah,
it feels like the country was like built and they got people there just to like try to open up a portal for something. Yeah. I don't know what.
Yeah. We don't know what the portal is all like. What exactly?
What is the Hokey Pokey really all about?
I don't know. We should really turn ourselves around about it, though.
I gotta find that sign that we had in the house. Remember that sign?
Which one?
It was like, what if the Hokey Pokey is really what it's all about?
That's really good.
Yeah, we got it at like a beach. One of those like beach. Like, me and my sister, when we were just at the beach, we were trying to find out the sign again.
Why choose to be a homunculus, sir?
I'm not sure you chose.
Is there some way you could go back to being a human, or not?
Bitch, why would I want to?
Suggest I become human again? Ridiculous. Why would I? Just as you humans take great pride in your humanity, misguided though that may be, I too am proud, because we also take pride in what we are. The woman you killed, she died with her pride intact, didn't she?
Like, Mustang asks, he's like, well, like, so you were human before, you could be human again. And Rad's like, why would I want to be?
Fair?
He's like, what, go back to that? He's like, humans are gross and icky, I don't want that. And he's like, all of the homunculi are proud to be homunculi. Like, they retain their sense, like, humans are proud to be human. Homunculi do not resent being homunculi. For the most part, probably.
I feel like there might be somebody who's a homunculi who might regret being a homunculus.
Oh.
Homunculi.
Homunculus. Single.
Homunculus. I feel like there might be somebody who regrets it.
Well...
I don't know regrets, but, like, is unhappy.
Well... Interesting. So... we got some
also, like,
backstory on King Bradley. Do you have any thoughts on that? Or any theories you want to share about that?
Well, like, there must be something on, like, the King Bradley that, like, there either is, like... Because I don't know, like, how he convinced his wife to marry him unless, like, she's in on it.
I think she's just some lady. I mean, like...
But then, like, he would
be very charming.
That's the thing. He has to be at least charming enough to, like, get somebody to fall in love with him. Because, like, obviously, I think that if you're gonna be, if you're, like, having a new...
He's probably trained in, like, he's trained in politics. He's probably trained in communication.
Right, because I was thinking, like...
how to get a lady.
If you need a, like, if you want to be, like, a leader, like, usually you need, like, a stereotypical nuclear family.
Yes.
So, like...
For the public image aspect.
Right. So I'm thinking, like... So then I'm like, okay, is he charming enough to, like, get this woman, like, fall in love with him, and then either adopt a kid or have a kid? I'm still on the fence about that.
Yeah. Interesting. But,
Although I feel like if, like, the public knew that the son was adopted, why would the wife be like, why are we thinking he's adopted?
Probably. But yeah, I really I remember about Mrs. Bradley is that she's chill. She's fine.
Yeah, I really don't have any other theories. I mean, clearly, like, they like him enough to care about, like... So, like, it is interesting that, like, it looks like each homunculus was sort of formed. I mean, we know, like, for different purposes. I don't really... Yes. Like, we know what gluttony was.
Yeah.
And now we know what wrath was for.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the rest was. Like, envy, like, it seems like two sex souls, but that doesn't really...
Envy doesn't really take souls, but we get a little bit more about, like, how envy was formed, or at least where Envy's stone is from.
And, like, we don't really know, like, why, like, was, like, lust formed just to seduce people?
Lust doesn't even, like, seduce anybody,
I know.
really. But, well, I mean, they also have, like, have different abilities. Like, greed was ultimate shield. Like, that's a good one that you need. Like, Lust's ultimate spear, she can pierce anything. So, like, they serve purposes, and they do use their abilities to probably, like, do the bidding.
I know, but it sounds like that they were they were built for a purpose besides being, like, a weapon or, like, a shield of some sort.
Maybe.
Like, obviously, like, what's that, the gluttony was, like, that's a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
And wrath, that's a bigger purpose. So it doesn't sound like they were just, like, built to be, like, to, like, help out. It feels like we make them specifically to try to do something, and then either that failed, so then we use it for something else.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if we get the full details on everyone else.
We don't even know who Sloth is yet.
Don't worry about Sloth. Sloth is fine. Sloth's pretty straightforward. Like, Sloth is just Sloth. It'll be okay. I'll talk about that next episode. I'm really excited. Anyway, so that's... Any other notes about Bradley's story?
No, I mean, it's definitely, like, that's, like, the big thing I got out of it, that, like, not all homunculus are created equally.
Correct.
Sometimes we just torture humans to make them.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's go back to Gluttony's stomach, and we're gonna kind of talk more about the details of that. So
this stuff, it's all from Xerxes?
That's right. They're pieces of a large mural from what remains of their temple. When I saw the ruins of the mural up close, I thought it was identical to the transmutation circle from the 5th laboratory, the one they used to create Philosopher's Stones.
Yeah.
But it's actually different. And then there's the stone canvas of the mural. This represents the body.
Slow down. Try to keep it simple, okay?
I mean,
Basically, the mural
That was
was
pretty
a
simple.
summoning circle for human transmutation.
I do know that one. Well, I think I do.
You can't transmute a life form from a soul that no longer exists in this world. You can trust me on that one.
Yeah.
So, but what would happen if I transmute myself?
Oh.
You mean a living person?
Exactly. I can use this transmutation circle to deconstruct myself. Then I'll just put myself back together. That's human transmutation.
All right,
And
buddy.
it'll open the portal. You said that gluttony is a defective portal of truth. I'll bet that if we pass through the real portal, then we'll wind up in our own reality.
He really said,
I'll
I'm
open
making
up
on the door.
real portal, and then you two jump through it. And in this case, that would be me.
I'm not gonna act like I know anything about alchemy. This is all yours.
Right.
He really said, good luck. Ed kind of goes into this whole thing. He's able to like pick apart what that transmutation circle is. And so, he's like the sun represents the soul, the moon represents the mind, and like really breaking down the alchemy of everything, which is really fun. I actually really enjoyed those part because I really liked all of the details and being able to explain kind of how all of these things work. And, Ed talks about what he remembers from Xerxes, and he kind of says, asks Envy, and I'm...
The partial mural I saw in Xerxes. The symbol for God is written upside down. And beneath it is the two-headed dragon, the alchemic symbol for a complete life form. Which means, this basically translates to I will strike God to earth and become a perfect being.
Well, that's certainly an arrogant concept.
It's not a big deal to talk about it, but then there's this. This piece takes it to the next level.
Interesting.
Symbolizing the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone is made with living humans. Isn't that correct, Envy?
yeah, that's right.
How could a nation as advanced as Xerxes fall? What happened to its citizens? These stone fragments of the mural, you put them here to hide the evidence. You killed them. You sacrificed all of Xerxes. You turned them into a Philosopher's Stone.
That's a lot. That makes okay.
Yikes.
That was like plan
Who was it?
attempt 1.
Who slaughtered the population of a whole country? Who created all of you? Who's trying to make himself powerful enough to surpass God?
But we find out, because Ed asks about this, that the people that we see on Envy are the souls taken from Xerxes. Because the story of Xerxes is that the people mysteriously disappeared overnight, and Ed's able to deduce,
Or
that,
did they?
That, yeah, Ed's able to deduce that based on the transmutation circle that he saw in Xerxes, the remnants that he can find there, and also it's very similar to the circle that they found in the 5th laboratory, like that has something to do with human sacrifice, human transmutation, and philosopher's stones, is that, oh my god, all the people of Xerxes disappeared overnight because it was this transmutation circle, or, not this one specifically, but this design of transmutation circle was used to make it into philosopher's stone, and now the philosopher's stone is in Envy. So that's where Envy comes from, is all the people who died in Xerxes.
So wait, so that kind of sounds like Envy was made from like trying a thing.
Yeah.
And not working.
Yeah.
But we need to put all that energy somewhere, so let's just make another homunculus.
Yeah, so basically it's this philosopher's stone that contains all the souls of the people from Xerxes who are still kind of coming out in some ways. But a lot of them have lost their individuality, their humanity, and now we're just like remnants of people in a way that's very upsetting and disturbing.
So like most of these homunculi are created from pure trauma and genocide.
Yeah, exactly. You get it. You get it.
I don't
Dana.
like it.
No, none of us do.
I'll like it when
bad.
I was about to say I'll like it when. That's not the point.
Yeah.
I'm saying like I'll be like again like the why. Because I'm still.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
So.
Because there's a plan.
Yeah, so, and it's also interesting, too, because the reasons why these bits of the circle are in, like, from Xerxes are in Gladys' stomach is obviously because they were trying to hide the evidence. They're like, oh, we don't need people knowing about this thing that we figured out, so...
What's the big deal?
And then Ed is able to kind of also better explain that because of the way that the symbols are lined up, especially like regarding the sun, there's like a representation of the Philosopher's Stone. Also, these symbols for both God and the perfect light form. So it's basically the idea is using the Philosopher's Stone created in this way to basically surpass like God.
Yeah.
So the person who is doing this is trying to become the perfect form and basically like ascend to a level of godhood or like bring God to their level. So like we're getting to some real heavy stuff here. And because we kind of like playing with this idea of like godhood, what that means. It's fine.
It was your father, wasn't it? Tell me, Envy. Whoever this guy is, he's been using you homunculi to try and recreate the destruction of Xerxes here in Amestris, hasn't he?
I'm getting on news here.
And I'll gladly tell you everything. You need to pay a toll right to open the portal.
I think I know where this is going.
This should work.
Those are the citizens of Xerxes, aren't they?
At one time, but their minds and bodies crumbled long ago. They don't even remember what they looked like when they were alive.
Yikes!
Is that pity? How childish are you? You're desperate to see these things as human because you want to believe that your brother still retains his humanity. Would you hesitate to throw a bundle of logs onto a fire because you pitied the tree they came from? These souls can never go back to being human.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Oh, this is heavy.
Right.
Heavy stuff.
Ling, this might not work out for me. If so, you gotta warn people about these guys' plans.
I'm not that concerned about Amestris. It's not my country.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna kill you.
You've got people you love waiting for you, don't you? So just make it back alive. And tell them yourself.
You son of a bitch. Echoing what Tim Marco said in an earlier episode, Ed is putting together, it's like, oh my god, wait, so you're doing this, you did this in Xerxes, are you going to do the same thing in Amestris? Basically making the whole thing, like, you know, transmutation circle and transmuting all of Amestris in a way to create a stone, maybe? And Envy's like, I'll tell you once we get out of here. Like, I'm tired of all this, beating around the bush. Let's go. And
Well, he's just being honest about it.
yeah, it's true.
Also, like, if he could just be like, no, I'm not gonna tell you bye.
Yeah, but they need Ed to get out because the way that they're going to get out is that Ed realizes in order to escape, they have to basically, because they're on the other side of like a fake gate, they got to put themselves through the real gate to basically get on the other side. So basically
we need to do the bad thing.
This was a one-way ticket in. We can't pass through the gate from this side to the other side. So we need to basically open another door and get out a different way. And the real way. And so Ed realizes he's going to have to perform human transmutation. Basically transmute himself from this side and to the other side.
Right.
And then from that's going to open the gate, which is going to allow Envy and Link to jump through.
And because he's a soul that's still living and not,
Yes.
you're not trying to transmute like a dead soul, you're transmuting a live soul. It should work.
Yeah, because Ling asks, he's like, oh, human transmutation, I've heard of that. Isn't that when you bring dead people back? And Ed is like, no, because when a person dies, their soul is like basically inaccessible. You can't, like, once it's over the line here, it cannot be brought back.
Which is why we brought out that
it's a one-way street. So that's why what happened originally when they performed transmutation is that Al's soul was the closest one, so they got put in this body rather than them bringing back their mother, putting it in this body. So we cannot bring anything back over this line right here. And so Ed's like, you can transmute a live soul into something. So that's what I'm going to do with myself. I'm going to transmute myself. Hopefully it works. Fingers crossed. and use that to open the real gate and then get us back to where we need to be. So I love this show so much because everything is very smart and makes sense.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm like eating this up.
This definitely is not like, I'm not like, oh, that's a dumb plan. It's a good plan.
Yeah.
It's just like the risk reward value is like,
it's all risk.
It's definitely a gamble, but like I think at this point, like it's really the kind of the smartest thing we can do.
Yeah, otherwise like they're not making it. This is the only way out they have right now, unless they don't know
what father.
They don't know what father was going to do, and
they probably would have tried to do something, considering that like they need Ed.
I don't know. We'll see what kind of person father is later. I think
we will,
hopefully. So anyway, but we get this fantastic scene. Very like this is another one of the scenes from the show that really sticks with me.
Get ready.
That pose he makes when he transmutes, I knew it reminded me of something. He almost looks like he's praying.
Yeah?
Long time no see. Too bad this isn't why I planned on opening you again.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Jump in it.
Don't hesitate now.
What you're doing? I'm trusting you.
Do it.
It's exactly like when gluttony swallowed us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aww.
That's what you should remember, that they wanted to die, so you probably did a good thing here, buddy. I'm just gonna be like, that's a weird feeling.
Is that silly?
The body and the soul are connected. I have to let my mind guide me into the portal.
Hi.
Oh my god, long time to see.
You're not even trying.
Hey, if we need an arm and a leg.
So this is it? Your father's on the other side?
This is gonna be a very interesting outcome.
There
Oh
has
god.
to be a way to rescue brother in here.
Kaboom.
Oh, I love it. This fanfare is excellent. This is very like John Williams-esque fanfare.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
All right, I made it. Were there always two portals?
I don't think so. Ed gets back to where what we know as the gate is that white void with like that big door without
Right, and he kind of
it.
like doesn't fight it. This time he's like, all right, let's just go.
Yeah, he's like, okay, cool. But there's actually another door there. And he's like, was there always two? The answer was no. That this gate is for him. The other gate, I think that's meant for someone else. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. What's this?
What is it?
It's like, I think not.
Aww.
I can't. I can only leave with my own soul. I'm sorry I can't go with you.
Aww. So we gotta do the same thing, but Al's gotta do it next time. We did it!
Kind of. We figured it out. Sort of.
Also, we should probably get him out soon, because, like...
He looks like he's struggling.
Bye. Yes, King!
Alphonse! Look at me! I'm coming back for you! Just you wait! Wait for me!
Let it all out?
Bottom of the show. Let it all out. Let it all out. So Ed sees a person kind of sitting there, kind of facing away from him, and he's just like, huh? And then the person turns and he starts to realize who it is. So Ed freaks and he like runs towards it to get it because it turns out that this is Al's body.
And he looks great!
Yeah. So
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Well,
so
at least like it's
yeah.
weird because like, and I don't know why I thought. I think it might have been like the longer episode. For some reason, I'm like, is that like is he noticing like a naked wind ring?
No.
So there's like the back and like his hair was and like
the hair's really long.
and, like,
It's
some,
like blonde. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I guess like the way like the body looked like it kind of like grew a bit, but
Yes.
I might have also been because like And like I guess I thought like for a second that it looked like I thought that like the hips kind of looked like feminine, but it's more just like emaciated.
Emaciated, yeah. So basically, what's been happening? I'm sure this is going to get talked about, but we're just going to go ahead and say it. Is that where is Al's body? Is the question. Al's body has basically been sitting at the gate, waiting for someone to come pick it up, and because of that, it's there, and it's literally this physical form that has been growing. It's big. It's taller than it was before because it's still like growing to meet his age, and it's emaciated because it's not getting nutrition.
I think it might be because we mentioned this whole thing. I think it's getting some, but not enough too.
Yeah, because we talked about this before in that because of how they pass through the gate, their kind of souls and bodies are intertwined, Ed and Al, in a way. So Ed is basically being responsible for like fueling his body and Al's body.
I think this means he's gonna be like, fuck, I gotta eat more.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, give me the milk. Yeah, so he's actually saying like, so his body is doing the work for two people to grow. He's eating for two, is what I'm saying. And so, but because of that, Ed is sustaining himself, but Al is getting enough of that. So Al is
he's basically getting like the bare minimum.
But like bare minimum. Like we don't know how much longer that's going to like keep up because he looks emaciated.
Well, I guess like with like Barry the Chopper, like I said, like we don't know when Barry the Chopper was like serial killing. Yeah. So like, and even the other guy, we don't remember. Like we don't know how long they were serial killing for before they got turned, or like how long they were in prison for. So like, it could actually. I'm thinking it could be a while before.
Yeah.
Because also, like I'm saying, like, and also maybe Truth's kind of like, I kind of want to see where this goes. So like, I'll just keep him alive.
Yeah. And so Ed like freaks out. Of course, he wants to read it because he's like, oh my god, the thing that we need so desperately is right here. I can literally just go take this guy, bring him back with me, and it's all gonna be fine.
But he can't.
But he can't. So the Truth kind of starts coming through the door. We see the like little shadowy black hands kind of coming in to grab him, and are really like engulfing Ed. And Al actually speaks up and says, hey, sorry, I can only leave with my soul. Like, soul body, we got to go together. If not, it's not going to work out.
So then we kind of know how to get him back. I don't know if, like, 100% it'll work, but, like...
Yeah, so we have an idea of... We at least know where his body is.
Yeah.
We don't got to go looking for it. We know where it is. And there's this... This scene is so good. As Ed's being pulled away, like, through the gate closes... And then Ed punches through it, and he makes a promise to his brother that he is coming back.
I thought that he was going to try to like grab the body anyway, but I think he kind of understands like if he does that could be worse.
Yeah, because it could very well just be the body's empty and dies, basically. Could.
Right. So it's kind of like, all right, like I'll do what. Okay, like I understand what you mean, so I'll do what you say.
Yeah.
And yeah. I'll come back for you at the end.
So it's so iconic. It's so good. Anyway, I love the show. And that's the episode. Dare, what'd you think?
A lot happened.
A lot happened.
We still don't even know if Ed's plan worked. I think it did.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I'm glad we know where Al's body is and that, like, at least, like, he's getting the bare minimum of enough of stuff to survive.
Yeah.
But maybe, like, we figure out a way to get his body back and then, like, probably put him in the ICU for a while.
Yeah, he's gonna need some real...
He's gonna need some, like, IV to, like, get back his
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to actually, like, eat food. He's gonna need, like, nutrition drip only.
Because, like, if people don't know, like, if somebody, like, starves for a while and then you eat a lot, that can kill you. Donner party.
Yeah. I was yeah, it's actually like really upsetting when you hear the stories of people who want to help people who have been starving and they give them food and then the person like can't digest it and they die immediately.
Or like they don't understand, they like just like eat it so fast.
Yeah.
Because they don't.
And they literally will just like their body rejects it and kills them, and it's actually really upsetting. So yeah, watch out.
So maybe just get an
good IV drip.
Do IV with like nutrients and then and then let him have all the food that he wants.
Yeah, just like maybe like a little cracker and then just you know.
Yeah, like you can't have the quiche right away.
Exactly. So it's
so this is like technically the season finale.
This is yep, I was looking at the trivia. This is the last episode of season 2. So this is like the season 2 finale.
Okay.
Which is like damn.
Oh, that would this would have been upsetting if like they like played this episode like, oh no, we got canceled.
Whoopsie daisy.
Because like it's very much like a cliffhanger, but
yeah, huge cliffhanger.
But I did like it, and like, you know, I think like essentially, like I would say like as like a like, I mean, like, the way, like, it's set up, I feel like, as a finale, it's not, like, it's, like, it is set up like an American show, this is, like, the finale. I don't know, like, if it would be, like, 100% satisfying, because, like, we really only just saw, like, Ed for the most part.
Yeah.
But, like, as the way that this show goes, where it's, like, not that case, I think it works.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I like this episode. I'm happy we know where Al's body is. Maybe figure out a way to get it back really fast.
Yeah, it's very satisfying when we slowly get the details. Like when it's not like we're holding out for a long time and then just like, oh, this is how I fix everything. Bye. Like it feels like we're earning it. Like we're making the characters earn this information. They're growing to get there.
I still want to know why we need a bunch of humans to make a giant philosopher's stone.
Great question. Everyone is wondering the same thing.
Is it to take over the... Because, like
we're take over the world. I think maybe we should ask Father that when we meet him.
Which father?
What a great question, Dara. What a great question. Anyway, would you like some episode notes?
Sure.
Oh my god. Shout out to Wiki Writers. We love you. So this episode is adapted from content in Chapter 52 and Chapter 53 of the manga. The transmutation circle appearing in the background of the episode's title card is Edward's variant of the 5-point circle found in the ruins of Xerxes. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Thank you, episodes, for letting me know. Ling mentions to himself that the pose Edward takes when transmuting without a circle resembles the pose one takes when praying to God. So, like, again, we're playing with this kind of almost like religious motifs, this idea of like God and man comes into play a lot. And so there's this idea of, not idea, but this kind of like allusion to like the idea of doing the transmutation circle in a way that resembles how it resembles prayer. So that's like, it's something to chew on, I think, if you like reading into things. We don't have to talk about that right now though.
Okay.
In the manga, Edward makes his promise to Al's body before vanishing to the gate, but in this episode, he punches the gate back open after it closes.
That's kind of cool,
which is so badass. So, very good creative choice. This is the last episode of season 2. This is the last episode that received a TVMA rating when it aired on Adult Swim.
What? Then what are the other ones rated?
Probably TV-14.
So it's less gory?
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
They're just more.
So the show's on Adult Swim?
Yeah.
I feel like a weird channel.
No. A lot of for a long time, the only way anime was airing on TV was Adult Swim.
Okay, I never really watch Adult Swim, so like I don't.
It's more like the Toonami into Adult Swim. So like Adult Swim had like Death Note, Bleach, Fullmetal Alchemist. I think Inuyasha was more. I think that was Toonami and not Adult Swim, but it was like the same airing block, like late night Cartoon Network into the morning. Like that's when you had that's when they would actually show anime. So that's I would have to DVR it because it was past my bedtime.
I mean, you couldn't sit up late. I don't know if you had a TV when you were growing up, but
no, but then I'd be sleepy when I woke up for school the next day.
Like most high schoolers.
Yeah.
That's like how
I'm weak.
The parents' rule should be like, okay, you can stay up late to watch a thing, or you can go do the thing late at night, but then you got to go to school the next day. Like my parents' rule when I went to go see the midnight screening of The Hunger Games, which my first time going to a midnight screening, it was like, you can go, but you need to go. But you need to go to school the next day.
Yeah.
It really sucked because I needed to because my sister was at a completely different theater seeing a midnight screening. I had to go pick her up because my dad's like, no. My mom was like out of town that week.
Oh, okay.
But I do really what the body does to you when you don't get enough sleep one day. Because I went through school.
I'm weak. I can't do it.
I went through school and like at 5 o'clock I got back. And we were like maybe like because my dad read The Hunger Games, so we were like maybe planning on going again like that night.
Yeah.
But then I'm at 5 o'clock I'm like I'm gonna go take a nap real quick. Yeah. And then I woke up it was like 3 a.m.
Oh my god.
I'm like, oh, I slept and like I didn't even eat dinner. I just fell asleep.
Yeah, it's everyone should get enough sleep. Because none of us know if maybe there's actually just another human body tied to us by the gate that we need to sleep and eat for. So always take care of yourself. Because
yeah,
you're taking care of someone's human transmutated body.
Oh, that's my other question.
Oh, yes. What's up?
Do we tell Al?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
I don't know. It feels like a thing of like, but then
they're open and honest with each other.
Okay, then I feel like that's just kind of be like, look, I'll make sure like I get enough sleep. I'll make sure like I eat more just to like keep you. Because I love you, and I won't.
Because I think it's encouraging to hear that, like, I know where you're at. You're good. You're in. Okay, I'm not saying good hands, but
do we say like we know where he's at? But do we say like, oh, like do we like lie and say your body's fine?
Good question. I think you'd probably be honest. Maybe. I mean,
yeah, but like Al's gone through some like
He's been through a lot.
Existential crises, so like maybe. Anyway,
good times, good times. A lot of information this episode.
What about the next episode?
Next episode, some information. So I think let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about episode 27, Interlude Party.
Woohoo.
Put on your party hats, people. It's gonna be a fun, rip, snorting good time.
Is it?
Probably. No.
No.
So, all right. Well, stay tuned.
Okay. And there is a live action version of this, right?
There. Yeah. I have not watched it. I'm
I
scared
think
to
it's
watch
on
it.
Netflix.
It is.
Well, live action versions of anime always end up really good, right?
I heard the One Piece was decent.
That's the only one I've heard that was decent.
Yeah.
Is that going to be 1,000 episodes?
No. I think it was
But like, listen, like the Dragon Ball Z movie's really good. There's never any whitewashing.
All right. Happier times. Happier times.
Come on, MP! Let me out!
Yeah. And he's like, damn, I want to kill you, but also.
Can you feel those things crawling beneath us?
Oh, spooky. It's spooky.
I can't tell you if this remaining soul was one of those within the Philosopher's Stone, or if it's the one I'd carried since I was born.
Damn.
I doubt that I'll ever know.
But, so we kind of have to get his body back. If this works.
We have a means to get his body back.
Hey!
We have a way, but that there's still a lot. There's still a lot we need to do before we get there.
But I do kind of like this souls are connected enough so like he's not gonna die anytime soon.
Correct.
So
he is emaciated though.
So we just make sure that like once we do the thing, we have a big feast for him, and then we make sure that he doesn't.
Well, no, that's not. You would kill somebody instantly if you did that.
No, I don't think you eat it all at once because I won't kill somebody. But like
well, it's like a whole. That's like a whole thing. But like, yeah. We'll talk about that more when.
And then you go to you just like spend the week at the spa after you come back.
I think it's gonna take a little bit more than that for Al.
Okay, like a 6 months.
He needs an ICU stay.
Where?
Which
government?
Probably ours listening in on us right now. Hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day.
Our government. British government.
Yeah, they're all awful. That's a joke. Allegedly. So
I checked the episode.
So we don't have like anything else. We have one thing. We have like one episode to read after that, but then next episode we won't have any comments to read
because nobody made comments.
Nobody made comments on last episode. I'm really sad about that because I actually was really proud of this episode. I thought I edited it really well.
Maybe I always like wonder like if we like take breaks, it takes a little bit for like the stuff to revamp because like also that one doesn't have comments, but usually like it takes like a couple days.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm not gonna be sad and bitter about it. So.
Today.
Right now. Do I have popcorn in my teeth?
No, you're good.
Excellent. All right.
Let's get started, damn it.
All right.